903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
Okay, you have got to come to the Loose Goose. I mean, right now, come to the Loose Goose, 241 Four Lines Road, Winterville, North Carolina. We are a part of Advanced Moving and Storage. All the cool things that we buy, find, oh my word, you won't believe it. We've got everything from furniture to every kind of household thing that you need except appliances. The Loose Goose. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturdays, 10 till 5. You're going to be so glad you did.
You want a sub freshly sliced to order? You go to Jersey Mike's. You want the perfect radio idea? You go to me. Like this. I'm a lone ninja warrior. By night, I glide unseen across the rooftops, watching my enemies from the shadows. By day, I go to Jersey Mike's, watching someone freshly slice my sub. My blade is called Shadow. His blade is a Berserba brand meat slicer. Clearly, I have much to learn about this land. Freshly sliced just for you. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Pirate Towing is now the exclusive towing partner for East Carolina Athletics. Pirate Towing has over 20 years of experience, open 24/7, and they can always assist you. Don't be stranded and wait for hours. Pirate Towing offers all roadside assistance to come give you a tow or jump start on game day or any day. Say Pirate Towing in your phone today and let the stress of car trouble go down. Pirate Towing, 955-4670. That's 955-4670, and also on Facebook. Pirate Towing, the preferred towing partner with ECU and Pirate Nation.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. Go Pirates! Bankwithunited.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Walker Allen Volova, and I'm with CopyPro. CopyPro has been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology. Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total satisfaction is our #1 priority. We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net. CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 at 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Eastern Carolina's longest-running sports radio show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show is powered by Greenville Utilities and also brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg, Bojangles, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, Gavigan Insurance, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's a Victory Monday, and for the first time, I think, in my show's history, we've got players on to talk about Senior Day. Our salute to the seniors. We're going to go in two and then two more. So our first two up, you recognize Rahjai Harris and that big smile all the time. Obviously, Luke Larsen, the oldest guy in college football almost. We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. Later on, the big guys, Dustyn and Hampton Ergle. Heck, the way they block, I can run through some of those holes. Don't you think, Raj?
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to talk about the big news of the day as well. Back with more on the Brian Bailey Show on this Monday after this.
Let Let me show you what goes on behind the scenes when making a Shaq-a-roni. We created Shaq-a-roni my way, an extra large pizza topped with extra cheese and extra pepperoni. It's a simple recipe. We take everything you love, then we build it bigger. Pizza gets bigger when you Shaq-a-roni.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates.
Do life stresses have you feeling exhausted? Do your golf, tennis, and workouts have your body aching? If so, Kairos Float and Wellness Studio has your solution. Come visit us at 2800 East 10th Street and try our services like our Float Therapy, which is a private pool containing a saturated solution of Epsom salt that allows you to float effortlessly for ultimate relaxation and therapy. At Kairos Wellness Studio, we also have an infrared sauna, cold plunge, and salt and halo therapy that will leave your body feeling relaxed and healed. Contact us today at kairosfloats.com. Kairos Float and Wellness Studio, restful intentions.
Hey there, Eastern North Carolina. Jeff Stein at Brown and Wood. We have the 2024 Encore GX at 0.9 for 36 months. You heard it right, 0.9. We also have the Envision and the Enclave at 0.9. For GMC, we have the 2024 Sierra at 1.9%, the Terrain at 0.9%, and the all-new Hummer EV 849 lease for 24 months. Brown and Wood, 89 years in business in Greenville, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Emporium in downtown Greenville has been serving the best selection of beer in Greenville for over 5 years. And now we are excited to serve up a mouthwatering food menu: flatbreads, crispy wings, hearty sandwiches, and wraps. And you must check out the signature tots such as loaded cheese or garlic parmesan. Come check out Emporium's new menu along with their selection of over 50 beers on tap. Life is too short to wait in line, so come to Emporium today at 814 Dickinson Avenue. Use code PR20 at checkout for 20% off the shareable food menu.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure to have the best and comfortable shoes with a stop at Fleet Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Fleet Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf location. Fleet Feet, we run for you.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with Harris Real Estate Group, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Monday. Our salute to the Pirate seniors today. And first up is Rahjai Harris and Luke Larsen. We're going to start our show by talking about the news of the day. Pending board approval coming up on Wednesday. Blake Harrell will be named as the new head football coach at East Carolina. Everybody at East Carolina has been told not to talk about it until it is approved, so we really can't talk specifically about the situation, but I can ask each one of these players what Blake Harrell has meant to each one of them as so far in this season since taking over for the departed Mike Houston. And we'll start with Rahjai. Rahjai, what has Blake meant to you so far?
Everything, really. I met Coach Harrell a long time ago when he was at Kennesaw. So just building that relationship now and seeing what he's doing for his family is everything to me. You know, I got a daughter myself, so he's a big role model to me, just to show me the way there. And then on the field, man, he just bring that juice, he bring that energy. You can tell that he's excited for the future with this program. He loves Pirate Nation, and I'm excited for him, man. I just can't wait to see what he's gonna do.
All right, Luke, what about you?
Yeah, Coach Harrell's that guy that always makes the specialists feel as though we're part of it. So it's incredible to see a guy that wants to be here and hopefully gets, past Wednesday, gets rewarded with it, and Pirate Nation continues to prosper.
Do some coaches kind of not feel like you guys are part of the team? I mean, silly kickers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but it is different what you guys do because, the term specialist, it really comes into play with the punters, the kickers, the snappers, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, there's going to be coaches that want to say that type of stuff and, specialists, beat it, get out of here, all that type of stuff. But then you also have some coaches that just don't interact with you, and it's not because they don't want to or you're not part of it. It's just they're so focused on what they're trying to achieve with their group that it's hard to talk to everyone. There's 120 of us.
All right, we were talking before we went on the show. Luke Larsen, I said one of the oldest players in college football. He corrected me and said he is the oldest, and we went through an article that was dated like 2 weeks ago. So I thought, well, this article's got to be right, but you can't believe everything on the internet, can you, Luke?
Absolutely. Just like they say in class, you got to do your own research.
That's right. So I did my own research, and I talked to Luke Larsen to find out about that. Matt Ganyard, it was listed as the oldest player. He's not with Virginia anymore, right?
No, I'm pretty sure he's all done. He's got his extra year, and he played that last year.
And you had the other kicker who's listed as second, but you're actually a month older than him. He's from, was it Colorado State?
Yeah,
we looked up.
so
Matt Noyes?
Jordan Noyes. He's
Jordan
a
Noyes,
kicker
okay.
at Colorado State. He's an English guy. He's got a wife and 3 kids, so he's a little bit further down the track than myself. But no, I'm a month older than him.
You haven't gotten down that track yet, have you?
Not lucky enough yet.
There you go. Well, there's some lady out there somewhere who wants to have one of the best and oldest punters in college football to hook up with. So it's coming. It's down the road somewhere.
I don't think anyone's that unlucky.
All right, let's go to Rahjai now, and we're going to start talking about memories at East Carolina, that kind of thing. But before we do that, let's talk about the win over North Texas. Obviously, you guys get down 21-0. It was kind of a weird deal because when I looked at what Coach Harrell has done already with the team, but we still kept thinking you got to win this one. You see what happens with Navy. You see what's going on, and I've got some thoughts on that later on. But you're down 21-0. What was the thought process on the sideline?
We didn't panic, man. I'm extremely proud of everybody on this team. With Harold getting that job, it just speaks volumes into what the locker room is doing. And, we've been through some stuff. We've been through a lot of adversity. So, 21-0, we could have easily just sat down, like literally just let them run all over us. But our mentality is different. We got in the second half. We got in the locker room. We wasn't nobody crying, fussing, doing nothing, man. The music was on. We was jamming. We already knew what we had to do. We were shooting ourselves in the foot. So we just capitalized off our own mistakes second half, and we did what we did.
What about you, Luke? What were you thinking, 21-0?
Yeah, there's not a lot that we can do as specialists. So, we sit back and kind of watch what's going on. And it had a lot of feeling like the Charlotte game to start that first half.
Yeah.
But there was such a different feeling when we went into the locker room. As Rahjai said, no one was really crying about it. No one was arguing with each other. So that's when you felt that shift. And everyone went back outside, and the team went back outside. We went back outside. We weren't there in the first half, and we gelled together and made it happen.
It's kind of one of those things that life can change in a minute. For North Texas, they're off to a 5-1 start. I think most everybody that looked at the schedule said, North Texas, they're flexing some muscle. They're really going to be good. That's a road game in a place the Pirates had never been to before. And so you kind of look at that aspect, and then all of a sudden they lost 4 in a row. It ended up being 5 in a row. So they're just tumbling this way. You guys are moving upwards with the 3-game winning streak, now the 4-game winning streak. And it's just a different mentality. And even when you're down 21-0, you can still think, hey, we can still pull this thing out.
Yeah, most definitely, because you got to look at it like this, and that's what I be trying to have everybody on the team look at it as. Like, we as players are the ones that have to play. The coaches are coaching the game, but we as players are the ones that's going to change that football game. So if we want to change it, it's on us. And I feel like everybody, and I'm talking about freshmen, people that don't play, everybody. Just they done bought into that process and that what we done established in that locker room. So like I said, it wasn't no worries, no stress. I mean, the coaches even when they wasn't stressing, they knew what it was. We went out second half and we just did what we had to do.
Questions or comments for our seniors today are certainly welcome. We've got our Facebook Live page cranked up. We've also got our YouTube page cranked up as well. So if you have a question or comment, we'll pass them along to the Pirate seniors as we continue on. The big run in the North Texas game was the scrum, if you will. Now, I've got an Australian guy with you, so maybe you got some experience from him. But you got a big old pile of people, and all of a sudden, Jamarian McCrimmon kind of just pulls you out of the pile and throws you toward the end zone, and you took off for the touchdown run.
Most definitely. It was a stretch type play, outside zone. So my read was telling me to cut it up. So I cut it up, And I just kept my feet moving, and literally, I felt myself backpedaling, but I just felt something pulling at me. Like, either it was a defender, a lineman, something. And Jamarian did a great job, man, of just playing through the whistle, man. And shoot, he threw me. And I knew when he threw me, I was in open space, and I had to go make something happen.
I kept waiting for the whistle to blow. Did you think the whistle was going to blow?
Honestly, yes, but during that moment, I just kept my feet moving, so I knew I was moving.
Oh, yeah, I've got some inside word. I actually asked the ref when I went out for the extra
did
point.
you?
I said, how come that wasn't blown dead? And they basically said that Rahjai is pretty slow, so they didn't know that it was going down.
Gosh, here we go.
The play continued.
Yeah, I see what I got to deal with.
The referee said he didn't know how slow Rahjai was.
That's what he said, huh?
So we appreciate
Luke, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff right there.
Hey,
now.
cut his mic off. Cut Luke's mic off.
Take that hat off.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
that is good stuff. But Rahjai, you got your speed back, man. Don't take that from any punter.
He's 40.
Oh,
I don't care.
Absolutely.
The oldest player in college football, as we quickly found out. Let's talk about memories at East Carolina now. When you guys get set to make that final walk, and really, we haven't talked about this, but Luke's got another year if he wants it. I mean, he's got to make some decisions after that. Can you believe the old guy could be here, the gray beard, I guess we could call him, but doesn't have any gray in his beard.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like Benjamin Button. I'm going the opposite way.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go. Here we go.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
I didn't have that on my bingo card that name would come up during this interview. All right. All right. Your favorite memory at East Carolina, Rahjai?
Favorite memory? It has to be the Birmingham Bowl victory. Just celebrating that with all the previous players like Holton, Miles, Berry, and Keaton, of course. That was a crazy moment, knowing that, you know, it was a lot of bumps in the road and we still finished on top. But this year it's kind of stole that memory from me. Just getting that 6th win at Tulsa, doing it for the seniors or doing it for the people that just ain't never experienced a bowl win, such as one of the seniors, Dustyn Hall. He never been to a bowl game, so just seeing him smile and cry, man, it meant everything to me.
Yeah, and that does. You know, people don't realize, and I think, you know, college football has a lot of bowl games, and sometimes it's like, you know, are we really going to have this one? But when you haven't been there, you know, and the program has been there, you know, a couple of years ago, but still, you know, when you go 2-10.
Come on now.
The year before, and you get a chance to go to a bowl game this year, and you fire your coach midway through, so you're thinking like, you know, this thing could have gone north or south. You know, luckily it went well. You know, Blake took over and took the Bulls by the horn and did a great job, but it could have gone the other way too.
Easily, it could have easily went the other way, and that just, like I said, it's a big shout out to the guys that's in the locker room. You know, understanding that we're playing for each other. And, you know, just making sure everybody stay together. And Coach Harrell speaks about the glue of the team. Like, we have to be the glue. It has to be tight fist. It has to be. You feel what I'm saying?
And a lot of that credit has got to go to Coach Houston. Like, that comes down to the people that coach brought into this program.
Most definitely.
Who that person wanted to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And it speaks volume when there's a lot of adversity that enough people can gel together and make this happen. So, incredible shout out to Coach Houston.
Most definitely.
Didn't end the way that anyone would have wanted.
Right.
But also, you know, he's partly to thank for the position that we're in, where, you know, Rahjai and I are going to our 3rd bowl game, hopefully get our 3rd ring with that, and lasting memories for the rest of our life.
Yeah, and Coach he had you in 2 bowl games. Should have won the one game against Boston College, but didn't get to play that one. Then you get a chance to play the next year. But yeah, Coach Houston deserves a lot of credit because he brought Blake Harrell here. He saw something in Blake Harrell maybe before anybody else did.
Most definitely.
And obviously Blake's a real, you know, coach's coach and that kind of, I mean, player's coach and really, and a coach's coach. I think the coaching staff really likes working for him as well.
Most definitely.
But you know, some things, as you said, you know, don't work out the way, you know, you kind of hope. You hope everything ends in fairy tale fashion, but sometimes it just doesn't. But still, and I think if Coach Houston had a comment today, I think he would say how proud he is of this team for sticking together and of Blake for really what he's been able to do.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I tell you. What's your favorite memory now, Lucas?
There's so many. Like if you were just talking about just on the football field, I'd say the BYU game. Andrew Conrad, you know, sneaking that through the uprights by about
he did sneak that one through, didn't he?
And then accidentally picking the kid up on my shoulders. I didn't even realize I did it, and you know, now there's photos of that. And
what am I doing, man?
But you know, outside of the football, it's just locker room and always hearing Rahjai talk, but he's just always spitting some kind of crap.
I like watching Rahjai before games because he gets everybody riled up and he gets everybody together. And
I got a hater to the left of me, right?
Yeah, you do to the left. To the right, you have a guy that really thinks the world of you. Yeah, yeah. The thing about Rahjai and the my guy, when he first started telling me that, like I thought, man, I told my wife, I said, Melissa, Rahjai's really cool, and I'm his guy, and I'm his. And then the next time I walk up, and he says, everybody, my guy. He had 6 my guys in the same room at one point, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah,
I spoke on it too.
I mean, Clip Brock over here, he's a my guy. See?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Look at him.
There's a bunch of my guys, but I think that shows the personality. And I still remember the South Florida game when you were injured, and I looked over, and I thought, man, I said this quick prayer, please don't let it be major. Let it be something he can. And then I tell you, the one thing that got me through some bad days last year was the 1% deal.
Most definitely.
Because I started thinking, I was going through a bad time, I was weak, and I started thinking, hey, if Rahjai says 1%, because my 1% ain't quite going to be as good as Rahjai's 1%. Mine was like 0.0008 or something like that, but just the inspiration that you see from that, because that wasn't easy coming back from that injury, was it?
It wasn't, but I tell everybody this: that injury set me up for bigger blessings in my life, man. And shoot, I wouldn't want it any other way. You feel what I'm saying? If I had to do all this over again, I wouldn't want it no other way. I feel like that injury has made me into the man I am today. So, man, I appreciate everybody that's just been here supporting me through it all. I know it done got cloudy a lot of these days, but the sun is shining, man, and I see that light at the end of the tunnel, and I just want to say appreciate the All Pirate Nation for just being behind me.
What was the hardest part of the rehab?
The hardest part was really, I say like the first 2 months of it, but it was more of like mental.
Yeah. Do you have thoughts like, I may never get back, I may never be able to run as fast as I did before?
Most definitely, I did. But once you get the moving around and hopping and jumping and moving lateral, you be like, oh, man, I can knock this out.
I got it.
Yeah, I got it. But
I got it.
It's up top, though. You got to win that battle up top.
All right, let's take a commercial break. We'll come back and we'll wrap things up with Rahjai and Luke Larsen, and we'll have our other two come in, Dustyn Hall and Hampton Ergle, coming up as our show continues on this Victory Monday for East Carolina, and it's a short week. We'll get their thoughts on that. ECU and Navy at noon on Black Friday. Back with more after this.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville. The Broncos beat the Raiders yesterday 29-19. Jaquan McMillan had 6 tackles for Denver. Gardner Minshew is out for the season with a broken collarbone for the Raiders. The Titans beat the Texans 32-27. Julius Wood registered a tackle for Tennessee, and the Chiefs outlasted the Panthers 30-27. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates!
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
There's more to fall than just pirate football. It's also a great time to list your home for sale with ENC Pirate Realty Allen Tate. Why should you list your house for sale in the fall?
It's a low inventory market. Right now, Pitt County is experiencing a shortage of homes on the market, especially at certain price points. Currently, there's only about 2.5 months of home inventory available, with the average sales price sitting right at $300,000. Visit our website, encpiraterealty.com, to connect with our experienced team of agents. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
It is my intention to commandeer one of these ships, pick up a crew and Tortuga, raid, pillage, plunder, and otherwise pilfer my Weasley black guts out. I said no lies. I think he's telling the truth.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Our salute to the seniors. Rahjai Harris in studio with us, as is Luke Larsen, the fine punter for East Carolina. Later on, Dustyn Hall and Hampton Ergle will join us as we talk Pirate football. Up next is Navy. Let me go through some of our questions and comments on our Facebook Live page. Eric says, tell Rahjai Harris he's a great leader and representative of what a Pirate is. He says, thank you for all you have done. So it's a very nice comment right there. And Colby says, McCrimmon's legacy game for throwing you out of the pile and getting you
That's big dog.
through that touchdown. It's great, and we'll talk with the offensive lineman in just a minute, but it's great when you have young offensive linemen, because I think in talking to coaches throughout the years, the hardest to recruit are offensive linemen and defensive linemen.
Yeah, and then you got to think McCrimmon, he's an offensive lineman that can move. So, like, he can move real good lateral, and that's what a lot of coaches like to see, if they can move lateral and how aggressive they is. And, man, I tell you, he's going to be special.
All right, let's talk Navy a little bit. The Middies come to town on Black Friday. First of all, you guys won't get a chance to spend a lot of time with your families for Thanksgiving. I guess you guys will have a Thanksgiving dinner with the team probably early Thursday, and then you guys separate and get back for Friday?
Something like that, yeah. We'll eat with the team after practice and get ready for the game. And then on the weekend, I guess, we can go home if people live close. I know Luke don't live close, but
yeah, that's a long flight for old Luke.
That's a long flight.
Hop, skip, and a jump across the pond.
Yeah, across the pond. I don't think you're getting across that pond this weekend for Thanksgiving. What's Thanksgiving like in Australia?
Well, it's an American holiday. I'm just happy that I get to be a part of it.
Do they let you sit at the table?
Every now and then.
Oh my gosh, man.
What are you most thankful for as we get ready for Thanksgiving, Rahjai?
It's my family, man. My relationship with God and Pirate Nation, of course. Just that locker room. I'm gonna miss the locker room. I know I'm gonna miss the locker room. It ain't hit me yet, but I know I'm gonna miss that locker room.
What about you thankful for?
It's just that locker room, man. When we say locker room, it's just the
camaraderie,
the interaction,
right?
And sometimes you might put it to camaraderie, but it's just someone might say something about, "Hey, Luke," or "Hey, Tom," which is our other Australian punter that we've got, and it's just that questioning of, "Well, we don't know your culture, like tell us about it,"
and we don't, yeah,
absolutely. So it's that interaction that I get to have daily.
You know what I know about Australia? The band Men at Work was one of my favorite bands, and the Vegemite and Sandwich in that one song, I didn't know what that was. I had to look it up. That was before Google, so we couldn't even look it up on Google.
You should have told me. I would have brought some in for you. Look at it right here.
That's good stuff. I mean, that is, did you ever think you'd be playing American football when you were early in your career?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to be playing this until, 6 months before I started playing it. The first time I'd ever seen a live game was the UCF game in 2020 that I was playing in. So
wow, that is fascinating. There,
that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
I hadn't even worn a helmet or pads. It was crazy.
Did you know how to put them on?
Put it on your head and put it on your shoulders. Probably put them on the wrong way, but
that is crazy though. The first game that you had a chance to see in person, you actually played in.
Yeah, I was sitting there next to Deontay Smith. Now he's with
the Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals. So, I'm sitting there next to a guy who's going to go play this at the highest level that possibly can, and I'm just sitting next to him and go, "Hey, mate, how you going?"
That's a great story. That really is. Anderson writes in and says, the Pirate Nation's so proud of these players and coaches. When adversity hit, instead of tucking your tail and being selfish, this team came together as one unit. Go get it done against Navy. So I think that when you look at everything like that, I think that's what everybody's so pleased with and proud of, is that how this team has come together. And I go back, I think there's a certain faction outside looking in saying, okay, your interim coach won 3 games that he was going to be favored in anyway. The 4th game was almost like a toss-up with North Texas because they had that spiral going on. But more than just the games and the wins, it's how the team has won and the locker room itself, because obviously you can tell, after the win over North Texas, the guys are in there singing Higher Harrell, right? I mean, it was. And, so they were trying to send a message. And I talked to John Gilbert on the sideline after the game. And I said, man, that locker room has certainly changed. And he kind of agreed that it certainly had. I didn't know if that was going to be the next move. And again, it's pending board approval coming up on Wednesday, but a lot has changed. But if you go back to the Temple game, that turned out to be a blowout, but it wasn't early, was it?
Nah, it was a good game at first, and then we got going, and defense shut them out, and the game turned around that fast. So like you said, man, everybody just love playing for Harrell, but it comes down to what Harrell's bringing to the team, that energy and being fresh and just caring about the players, man. It's not about Harrell. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I know he probably wanted the head coaching job, of course, but it's not. He'll tell you it was never about that. It's always been about the seniors and the players in the locker room. It's never been about Harrell. You feel what I'm saying?
And you think about Pirate Nation, like what I've learned about this place from being here and seeing, you see stuff online, you see people in the street, see them at Publix, talk to you here. Everyone thrives in being the underdog here.
Oh yeah. The chip on the shoulder.
East Carolina doesn't do well, when people expect you to do well. We need someone. We don't need, but like Pirate Nation loves and thrives when someone's saying you're not good enough, or you're not as big as this program. You're not
I agree 110%.
And that makes everyone, and especially us, and people who are watching, and yourself, I know, and Alex Harper over there, just want people to undervalue us. We'll show you our value.
Yeah. Well said, and I think that's been the case. When I first got here 40 years ago, it was kind of like I was in the same boat because NC State, North Carolina, Duke. You got the whole triangle. You got Charlotte, and Greenville was kind of just the redhead stepchild over there as far as the media people go. Great. And I think that we all kind of built that thing together. Pirates have had some good seasons, and hopefully they've got many more in their pocket coming up. But it's a great run. This was a perfect place for me personally. And it's just turned out to be just such a blessing. And the thing I like the most is getting a chance to meet the coaches and the players, and a lot of that is because of this show, but because you learn so much about them. I saw Rahjai 2-3 years ago at Tiebreakers, one of our great sponsors, with his little girl was with him. Yep. How old is she now?
She's 3. She'll be 4 in March, man.
Wow,
it goes by fast.
Man, it goes by so fast.
So fast.
My grandson had just turned in October. He turned 5, and it's funny. You go back and look at pictures, and that's something we didn't have when I was coming along. Obviously, it was black and white pictures, but even my kids, we didn't have stuff like that because we don't have phones that had cameras on them. I mean, now my kids take pictures of their kids every day, and you have pictures. I got more pictures of the dog than I did of anybody. My children, because of technology changing like that. So that's something you'll always be able to treasure and cherish.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. What does she think of Dad playing football? Does she like that?
So she's kind of understanding now. Destiny, my girlfriend, took a video the other day of me running the ball, and she was like, "Run, Daddy, run faster." So
that's what Luke says.
Yeah, that's what Luke say, huh? But yeah, she's getting to understand it, and she sit right there in the boneyard for the home game, so she be trying to pay attention, I guess.
All right, final thoughts on Navy. Let's go with Rahjai first. What do you think about the middies coming up on Friday?
Great sound team, great sound defense. Them boys play hard. They run to the football. And anytime you see that on film, there's going to be a test. Just how hard they play. Very disciplined. They don't have a lot of penalties. They don't do dumb stuff after the penalty, after the whistle. So great team coming in, good competition. We're excited.
What about you, Luke? What do you think about Navy?
I'll make it more of a broad statement. Because I live here, I want America's military to always be the best in the world and never lose. But this weekend, I hope they do.
Yep, I agree with you there. East Carolina 7-4, 5-2 in the league. Navy 7-3 and 5-2. Basically a battle for third place in the American. And when you think back to a month ago, who would have thought of that? But the Pirates are getting close there. All right, we're going to let you guys go. Rahjai Harris and Luke Larsen joining us on our salute to the seniors. Thank you, fellas, for being here. You did a great job.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my guy.
All right, Dustyn Hall, and I'm still your guy, and Hampton Ergle join us next. Back with more on this Monday on the Brian Bailey Show after this.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season, and that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time. It's bow time. Some classics never go out of style, like fresh egg, American cheese, and hickory smoked bacon on a made-from-scratch biscuit. But why stop there? Pair it with crispy bow rounds and a hot coffee or medium drink. Your morning deserves a breakfast that has it all, from the fluffy egg and crispy bacon to the melted cheese and, of course, a legendary Bojangles biscuit. That's the ultimate breakfast combo. Order in the app or at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Jacob Jiggins-Cowart, and the best place to go for custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items is University Sportswear. University Sportswear hit a home run for me when I needed my custom t-shirts. From start to finish, University Sportswear provided superior customer service and a quality product that cannot be beat. If your business, organization, or event needs t-shirts or promotional help, then you need University Sportswear. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. Go Pirates!
Why wait till Black Friday for big savings? At Bostic Sugg Furniture, it's Black November. Start your power shopping now and save with a discount equal to 2 times the sales tax, plus 6 months special financing on all in-stock and custom orders. Get better sleep and huge Black Friday savings on Helix and Serta mattresses, plus up to 48 months special financing. It isn't one day, it's every day. Black Friday prices all month long during Black November at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
This is Alex Harper, the current long snapper of the East Carolina Pirates, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. This salute to the Pirates seniors. Dustyn Hall is in our studio, as is Hampton Ergle, 2 of the big guys on that offensive line. And you guys have had a great run of late, running the football like crazy. 4 straight 200-yard rushing games, 500 yards in total offense in 4 straight games, and everything's kind of coming together. Hampton, we'll start with you, but you got to like blocking for these guys, especially a guy like Rahjai.
Definitely. Sometimes his runs make our blocking look a little better than it is. And that's really nice to have a running back like that and a running back room like that, blocking for some good runners.
Dustyn, what about you?
I would say kind of the same thing. I mean,
being able to keep those guys fresh, having multiple guys that we can go to, I mean, that's a big time thing. I mean, having Rahjai fresh in the fourth quarter, that's nice. That's nice.
And those guys have done a good job. You know, Gunn's come in and had some, you know, he has these little blurps on the radar, and he comes in and does a good job. Montgomery comes in. He's young, and he's doing a great job. But nobody can get a yard without the big boys up front, right?
That's right.
Yep, you got to have the big boys up front. All right, so Dustyn, your career has been a little bit different down at South Florida before you came to East Carolina. And we've talked before, but tell the listeners, you know, what brought you to East Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I first came here, at the previous place I was at, I don't like to name them, but we played here on a Thursday night, and I mean, it was electric. This place was bumping. I played it pretty much everywhere in the conference, and I could just tell, like, this place was special. I mean, to be able to have that many fans on a Thursday night, pouring rain delay, I mean, everything about it wanted me to come here.
And it is different in the American, especially. When you look around at the American and you go to different places, there's not anything close to an East Carolina, is there? And you've played in the American with South Florida, so you played all those teams, and then you played with East Carolina, same bunch of teams as far as conference games go. And you just, you know, when you go to like a Temple and you play in an NFL stadium, it's really different. And everybody up north acts like they're Northerners, and so like the security people and stuff, if you don't have your badge on exactly in the right spot, they'll take you to stadium jail. But it's just, there's no fans in the stands, and it's different here at East Carolina.
Oh, for sure. Like, that was one of the big downfalls at USF, it playing in the Bucks Stadium and stuff.
Yeah.
It just never felt like a home game. It was always, you're on the road, you're on the bus. It wasn't right.
And they're building a new stadium on campus, I believe. I saw some of the drawings. It's going to take a couple of years, I think, and they probably need that for sure. All right, Hampton, what about your career? You came here as a Pirate, stayed here a long time, and I know it wasn't easy at times, was it?
No, it was not. I was blessed to have the opportunity. Coach Shank and Coach Houston gave me an opportunity to come here and try as a walk-on, and I was made the most of my opportunity, and it's been a long ride, but it's been fun.
And we talked about the news of the day. Pending approval by the Board of Trustees on Wednesday, Blake Harrell will be named as the head coach. They're taking the interim tag off of Harrell. The players were asked not to talk about it, so we won't talk specifically about that, but we will ask you, you know, what has Blake Harrell brought to the locker room since taking over?
I mean, energy.
Yeah.
He came in that first team meeting, and we saw it from, I've seen it for a while, for the last 4 years, I guess. He's been in D.C. We could hear the defensive side of the ball meetings, and they're always bumping music and yelling and screaming. And I was like, what's going on in there? And finally, we got to experience it the first team meeting. He comes in there, and he's juiced. We're just having a lot of fun.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I mean, it's definitely like an electric type of energy. I mean, being offensively, you think about guys that are like mentally locked in and have to focus on what they have to do, and then defensive players, they're just out there kind of just see ball, get ball, run around, hit people, you know.
Yeah.
So he kind of brings that fun energy to it, and I mean, everybody in that locker room, we owe it to like Coach Houston and stuff, bringing us here and giving us the opportunity to play here and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool to, I mean, kind of keep a guy around. Hopefully, I mean, we'll figure out Wednesday for sure and stuff or whatever. But keeping a guy around like that, and it's a good thing for the locker room, I believe.
And I think the other guys said it as well, Rahjai and Luke, talking about the fact that, you know, they give credit to Coach Houston, who brought them to East Carolina, because without that, you don't get to East Carolina. The chances he gave you guys and the staff that Coach Houston built. I mean, he brought Blake Harrell. He saw something in Blake Harrell perhaps before anybody else did.
Absolutely.
And that's a chance to have, you know, Blake on that defensive staff, because that Pirate defense the year before, he brought Bob what was it, Stout, something like that. But he brought him in with him when he came from James Madison. And Trott was his last name, Bob Trott. And he brought him in. And a lot of the coaches had told me they didn't think he would make a change. And then he did make the change. And Blake Harrell came in. And Blake from day one was kind of like that guy bouncing around and showing energy. And you could tell he was just trying to learn people's names and trying to learn, you know, and he's been great. He's great to work with. I mean, it's a great big win for everybody that does work in the media, because he's very cooperative, and I think that's going to wear on him eventually, because I think the more he does, the more people are going to ask to do. That's something that he'll have to deal with later on. But I think it's a great day for East Carolina for sure. Let's talk about Navy a little bit. You guys play the Middies on Black Friday. When you play Navy, what are some of the things you expect? Because you've played them for a while, right? And both teams you've played for, and East Carolina. But what do you see, Dustyn, in Navy?
I mean, they're definitely disciplined. They're not going to have any post-snap penalties, anything like that. They're also going to, where they're supposed to be, they're going to be there. So, I mean, you have to play offensively sound football in order to make plays, for one, and also to move the ball. So, and they're also not going to quit. That's one thing Navy's not going to do. I mean, every time you watch a ball going downfield, it doesn't matter if a defender is 15 yards across the field, he will be chasing the ball. So it's the no quit.
What about you, Hampton?
Same things he said. They're going to play really hard. They're going to be a really physical football team. I think they're being with our streak of running the ball. They're going to put an emphasis on trying to stop the ball. Luckily they run our defense very similar to our defense. So we've seen this defense for a long time, and hopefully we'll be able to handle it.
It's a tough week for you guys, because obviously it's a short week. How does that affect you as an athlete?
Just focusing on recovery. So after this, we're both going to go and do whatever we need to do to get our bodies right and get right.
Now, what are some of those things you guys do? Is it an ice tub? Is it?
Oh yeah, that's every day.
Cryotherapy, rolling out, stretching out, working with weight training staff, athletic training staff. Yeah.
I can't imagine that ice tub. I mean, I've seen it before. Yeah, back in the old days, they bring these big tubs, and guys, as soon as practice, they would just jump into things. Oh, yeah. And I mean, does it mean that much to you? Does it feel good, or are you used to it?
I mean, I'm used to it. I mean, we go quite a bit, but without it, I don't know how I get up and do it the next morning. I mean, I'm getting to a point now. I need it every single day.
Yeah, and what does that do for the body? It heals the muscles and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of flushes out your legs and stuff like that. Brings in new blood into the area. So, yeah, it definitely brings your legs back.
I know Rahjai is very, supportive of you guys, because obviously he knows that you guys have to do your job for him to have any chance to do his job. But what are some of the things that you like about the position on the offensive line? We'll start with you, Hampton. What attracts you? Because not just anybody can go play offensive line. They think that the offensive linemen just go up there and just hit somebody, but you guys got to know who to hit, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. But what attracted you to that position?
There's no other position in any sport like it. It's an offensive mindset, so it's not, we're going to react based on what they're doing. No, this is what we're going to do. We're going to move people around where they don't want to be moved, and we're going to change the game by doing it.
Yeah, I like the way you said that. I like that. What about you, Dustyn?
Well, first of all, I've been a big guy for my entire life, so it kind of got force-fed to me in a sense.
They didn't let you try out for running back, did they?
No,
he's a running back at heart.
Yeah, he might be at heart.
No, they said put your hand in the dirt. That's all they told me. And no, I mean, like he said, it's the ability to go out there and move somebody against their will. I mean, that's something that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, I did play offensive line in high school. Not quite the same caliber that you guys are doing it, but I do remember, just trying to. And the last game of the year, we were playing. I played for Indian River in Chesapeake, Virginia. We were playing Oscar Smith, and we had a long pass play, so we knew we had to stay with our blocks. And that was not a good thing for me. So I had to grab the guy, and I pulled him straight down, and I knew it was a holding. And our quarterback threw it as far as he could throw it, and our wide receiver ran right under it, and it's a touchdown. So I'm laying on the ground with one eye open, and I looked, and I didn't see any flags anywhere. And the guy jumped up, and he's yelling, "Man, he's holding!" I'm like, "Shut up, man! Nobody holds you."
Didn't call it.
But that's right. It's like speeding if nobody's there. So we got away with it. Hey, can you remember a play like that in your career that you were holding and you got away with it?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
there's a few every drive. Yeah.
I was kind of looking for that at Tulsa 2 weeks ago, but geez, didn't get that feeling.
They got the touchdown call back
from Rahjai. That 72-yarder or whatever it was.
Yeah. Who got called for that one?
Oh, that was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah,
and that was, hey, let me say this. The American came out the next week and said it was a mistake.
Yep.
What did you think when you were, because it wasn't a hold, it was a personal foul.
Yeah, it was kind of during the play. And he ran more into me than I ran into him, but
So it was like two bowls basically at the end of the play, and because I was told, I was standing there by the referee, and I heard him say something about he's allowed to finish his block, but he should have been finished or something like that. And I thought, what is he talking about?
I mean, I asked for an explanation, and they couldn't give it to me on the field.
Yeah, and we talked about this last week, but I told Rahjai in the hotel that morning, I said, hey, 3 touchdowns tonight. He got 3 tonight, and then he didn't get his third because some lineman was...
That was me. That was me. I'm sorry.
But he got his third for the first time in his career this past week in that win over North Texas. We're saluting our seniors today. Our Facebook Live feed is open, also our YouTube page. In the studio right now, Dustyn Hall, Hampton Ergle, as they get set to play their last games coming up at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. When you guys get in that tunnel this time, you come through for your senior ceremony, how emotional is that going to be?
I think I'm not going to
think about it.
Push it off, to the last second. Hopefully the emotions don't hit till after the game, but yeah, it'll definitely be a little different.
Yeah. What about you, Dustyn?
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. I feel like it's definitely going to be emotional, but at the same time, I've been doing this a long time. I'm ready to kind of see what's next, see what the next chapter holds. But it's definitely going to be an emotional day. We just got to go out there and go 1-0 and win this game and go out on a good note.
As an offensive lineman like yourselves, both of you, are there aspirations for both of you to try to play at the next level, whether that's the NFL, whether it's, anything else that's out there? Is there interest there?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Same. So what do you guys do as far as that goes? Like pro days is very important and that kind of thing, and just kind of see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, like the next steps for us, obviously we want to finish the season off strong, get these next 2 wins, and stay healthy. That's going to be another big thing. Stay healthy, and it'll be training from January until March, and then we'll have pro day and see how things unfold.
And if you're not drafted, then the big thing is to try to get signed as a free agent and try to make it that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and still it's a long shot. I mean, you kind of know that going in, but at least there are more opportunities these days than there used to be. I mean, you got other things that maybe you can get into, because it's kind of weird, like Holton trying to play where he's playing and stuff, and it's just you have to get an opportunity, you have to get a shot, you have to get chances to do it. But Holton went through camp with Seattle, and that was a great thing. We all kept our eyes on that. We were hoping that would work out. He bounced back and forth, and I think he has one more run in him. I think that would be good. All right, what about when you think back to your career? Is there great memories that stand out that either you personally or with the team? I mean, obviously the bowl games, missing Christmas the one year and then not getting to play in the bowl game kind of stands out in my mind. But that's more of a negative than a positive. But what about some of you guys? What do you think about just great memories as a Pirate?
Mine is definitely the Birmingham Bowl, the first start and the win. That stands out in my mind, and just playing football on Christmas is an opportunity. So it's you look back on it and you're like, oh well, I wasn't home. I was in Birmingham, Alabama for Christmas, but that's an opportunity. Not everybody gets to do that.
That's right.
So that was a really cool experience for me. Yeah.
What about you, Dustyn?
Out of my entire career, 6 years of doing this, I really believe
that's a long time too, brother.
You're not kidding.
That is a long time to be hitting people on a daily basis.
Yeah, that is for sure. We it's either between that finish at Tulsa the other night. Like I said, I haven't been to a bowl game, so that was a feeling that I'll never forget. And then another big time moment was the other night. Down 21, that was insane. That was a great, great feeling.
When you're down 21 and you guys are sitting on the bench, are you kind of like, man, what in the heck is going on? What are we doing? Was it like that, or was it like, hey, we got to get ourselves figured out and we're going to do it right now?
Yeah, it wasn't a feeling of like defeat, like, oh my gosh, here we go again type of feeling. It was more of we were seeing that we were moving the ball, we were just hurting ourselves over and over and over again. So it was more of like, if we don't get this right against a good team, you're going to get beat.
Yeah.
So,
and I would think the Navy game coming up is going to be, I know Blake is working on some stuff for Navy. He's trying to clean some stuff up. The one touchdown drive that North Texas had in that second half was aided by like 2 penalties, 2 15-yarders.
Yeah.
And so that kind of stuff. And as you said earlier, Navy's a team that doesn't do stuff like that. So you're not going to get help on that end normally.
Right.
And it's been a great year for the service academies. Army's playing for the American Championship coming up in 2 weeks, and Navy's had a great year too. At one point, we thought Army might play Navy for the American Championship, but the Navy, they have lost 3 of their last 4, and the one that really stands out is the Rice game. I think we all saw that and was kind of like, man, wonder what happened there. But they lost to Notre Dame, and obviously Army took it on the chin to Notre Dame this past week. Tulane also one of those losses for the Naval Academy, 7-3 and 5-2 rather, as they come to Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. Pirates at 7-4 and 5-2. When you think back a month ago when you guys got back from Army, did you think that, hey, we're going to have a winning season, we're going to go to a bowl game? I mean, that's still the goal, right. But obviously, it's a lot brighter right now than it was back then.
I think you look at each game, and in my opinion, when you watch film on each game and you realize what our offensive plan is, I think you go into each game thinking, yeah, we can go in and beat these guys.
Do you think the offensive plan, and you guys are on the line, but do you think it's been more relaxed under Blake Harrell? It's been more let's take some shots kind of thing.
No, I mean I wouldn't say nothing's changed. I mean since JDB got here, I mean he closed the doors as soon as he walked into that meeting room. I mean that's when I knew that this guy was the real deal. I mean I met with him a couple times, like when he first got here, I met with him. But he came in that meeting room and he said all offensive position coaches get in, and he closed both those doors and he said this is all we need in this room, and that's all. I knew he was the real deal from that moment.
Yeah, John David Baker, the first-year offensive coordinator at East Carolina, and I think that not that he's found a permanent home, because obviously he's a young coach and he's going to want to move up, but I think he's found a home that he certainly likes, and I think he's had a great run as the offensive coordinator for this East Carolina Pirate football team, and he's a stand-up guy when things weren't going so well early on. I mean, he took it and said, hey, I got to do some things different. Our team's got to do some things different. The idea early on was that you guys were going at such a fast pace. I think it's slowed down maybe a little bit, but you can still turn it up a notch when you guys get on a roll. You think?
Yeah, for sure. I think we still run it pretty quick.
Yeah,
it feels fast when we're out there.
We're still snapping the ball with like 20-plus seconds on the clock. And you look at any other team in the country, I mean, you watch that clock, it'll get under 10 at many times. But with us, I mean, it's very rarely under 20 seconds. So,
all right, when you come up to the football, go through your whole thing and what you're doing.
I mean, it's nice to have some older guys around me.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice. But like when you get up there, we just kind of establish what the front is, and first we get the play call, and then we establish what the front is, and then.
So what are you barking out signal wise? You yelling something?
Yeah, I mean we got quite a broad range. Like we got a lot of words that we use to make.
Maybe we can't say them on the radio.
Or you get the play call, and everyone can see what's in front of you.
Right.
So we get the play call, and then you're like, all right, what are our combos? If there's combos, so who's going to work where and who's going to work with who?
Right.
So if we're going right, me and Dustyn are going to work together, and the Kojo and McCrimmon are going to work together on the front side. And if it's pass protection, then
we figured that out as well.
There's a lot of figuring going on in that 20 seconds.
There's a lot of verbiage and getting 5 dudes. Well, you got to get the backs on the same page.
You got to get the tight ends on the same page sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, man.
You got to get a lot of people on the same page in less than 10 seconds.
There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's got to be quick.
Yeah.
Got to be quick in that Pirate offense. All right, we're going to take our final break. We're almost out of time. Take our final break, and then we'll wrap things up with Dustyn Hall, Hampton Ergle, as we salute the Pirate seniors. Pirates and Navy coming up on Friday. Almost said Saturday. Black Friday at noon. Back with more after this.
Did you know that GUC's utility rates are not only low in the region, but also the state? That's right. When you combine the average electric, water, wastewater, and natural gas into one bill, only people in 2 of the 15 largest cities pay less than GUC customers. Only 2. Low rates and high reliability. Working in the best interest of the community rather than shareholders. That's the value of public utilities. That's the value of GUC.
Are you ready for football? Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is your complete source for recreation and marine sales and service. With a full selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, slingshots, watercraft, pontoons, and boats, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is sure to have what you're looking for in everyday adventure. With 5 locations in North Carolina, Rocky Mount, Lake Gaston, New Bern, Elizabeth City, and of course, Greenville. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram or online at BigRockPowersports.com. Big Rock Power Sports and Marine. Choose your adventure.
IMAX is here with mind-blowing images and earth-shattering sound. Come experience the first IMAX theater in Eastern North Carolina, only at Golden Ticket Cinemas in Greenville. Crystal clear IMAX laser projection and precision sound come together to provide the ultimate movie experience. And as always, Golden Ticket Cinemas has unlimited popcorn and the best selection of concessions around. Book your tickets at gtcinemas.com and come experience the best in cinematic quality. IMAX, only at Golden Ticket Cinemas.
This is Dr. Andrew Bridgeforth from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations. From the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in Eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in Uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
Now through Christmas at University PC Care, just in time for the holidays, PC Care plans and Mac Care plans are buy one, get one. So buy one for yourself and get one to give away. It covers both PCs and Macs and includes maintenance, unlimited remote support, and managed antivirus, keeping your personal computer safe and running smoothly. Get yours today by stopping by University PC Care in Greenville or New Bern and ask for the buy one, get one care plan special. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
Talk radio. From the depths of space. The center. Outer space mumbo jumbo of the talk universe.
The center of what?
Pirate Radio.
We have prepared a planet with a suitable atmosphere.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back as we wrap things up on this edition of the Brian Bailey Show. Man, just a great show. Let's get some final thoughts on Navy. And by the way, the Navy game, Black Friday, 12 noon coverage here on Pirate Radio begins at 8 a.m. with the Bud Light pregame tailgate, and I'll be on at 8 a.m. if I can figure out how to get out of bed after Thanksgiving to join Clip Brock. But that'll be fun. Last game of the year at Dowdy Field. It's always sad to me that last game of the year because those Saturdays and even this year the Thursday nights just so much fun, so special. And you know, if some things would have gone the other way early on for this team, there's no telling where that record would be. But can't look back, only look forward. And you got a great opportunity coming up with Navy on national television. Do you think about that before you get ready to play in a game? Hey, we're on national television tonight, or you're kind of used to it by now?
Yeah, try not to think about it. I think coaches use it as a big energy booster, big opportunity, put the nation on notice, I think what they say. But I don't really do it.
No, I mean, I've done it for a long time. I don't even think about it. I get asked about it all the time at home. I mean, Andrea asks me all the time. She's like, do you ever think about, there's millions of people watching you at times? I'm like, no, I really don't.
Well, you guys are on a national stage coming up on Friday at 12 noon. Do you remember your high school days and the playoffs and that kind of thing? Because we got the third round of the state playoffs coming up. And did you enjoy your high school careers?
Yeah, probably a little less than I should have. You don't realize how good it is back then. But yeah, for sure. You build relationships for life. I still talk to my guys from high school all the time, yeah.
How about you, Dustyn?
Absolutely. I mean, we were pretty good in high school. We just could never make it past the Final Four right there to make it to state. We always had to play some powerhouse from South Florida, and it was just like, oh my gosh, it was like deja vu every time we got to the playoffs.
Yeah, that was a long time ago for you, though, playing high school.
I mean, 6+.
Warren at Tarboro coming up on Friday night this week. James Keenan, Wallace Rose Hill. What a great rivalry that is. That's coming up this week in round 3. Kinston at Aden Grifton. 2 pair of teams right there. Old rivals, of course. Cape Fear at Jacksonville. Scotland at Havelock coming up. West Craven makes the trip all the way to Northeastern up in Elizabeth City. J.H. Rose playing at the Southern School of Energy and Sustainability, the former Southern Durham High School. So a lot of games coming up for high school football in round 3. Pirates and Navy this week, fellas. Good luck. Good luck with keeping those emotions in check on Senior Day, because it will be emotional.
Yep. Thank you for having us.
But it's only emotional because it meant so much to you, and that's a fact. Dustyn Hall and Hampton Ergle joining us now. Earlier today, Rahjai Harris and Luke Larsen live in the studio. That's our show for today, and we'll see you back next time right here on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, and also brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sub, Bojangles, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, Gavigan Insurance, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Taft Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
Join us next week for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, right here on Pirate Radio. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Live from Southern California, this is the Jim Rome Show.